From your breaking news station, this is Local 6 at 11.
Your home could be a former drug house. It's a surprising discovery a problem-solver investigation has uncovered, and it shows the war on drugs is literally hitting home tonight. The question now, is your home on the front lines? We have found dangerous levels of meth left behind in some houses, even in so-called nice neighborhoods. Stephen Cooper teams up with the experts in this exclusive problem-solver investigation.
We're taking you on a parade of homes, criminal style. Busting meth labs has become insanely and dangerously routine for law enforcement authorities. But we're learning now that the story doesn't end when the lab is shut down and the sinister array of equipment and chemicals are removed. Medical experts say methamphetamine production can have far-reaching effects on people who might remain or move into these sites long after the cooking is done and the cook has gone to jail. The issue is meth residue and the health risks it poses.
We're talking about molecules and small traces and amounts of the drug that have been excess from either snorting or from the cooking process itself.
Those residues can cause nose and throat irritation, headaches, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, confusion, and breathing difficulties, conditions which could become chronic. In the worst cases, meth residue could cause lung damage.
Is it fair to say that any residue is bad?
Of course.
Residue?
Absolutely.
Even those molecular levels that you were talking about?
Sure. I know no one wants to be, living in an environment where you've got, any amounts or trace amounts left.
But people are, and you might be too, without even knowing it. To illustrate that point, we brought in specialists with the National Association of Drug-Free Workplaces. Our experts used a tool called Drug Wipe, a swab-like test that can identify the presence of up to 5 drug residues in minutes. This is a condo in Winter Park, busted as a meth lab in late November. The landlord says he cleaned the place after the bust, put in new tile, new carpet, and repainted. But our team tested areas that are commonly overlooked, like the air return, the range hood, fan blades, and other surfaces, and found positive results for meth residue. Look at the kit. If the control lines are red, that means the kit will test accurately, and other red lines will indicate the presence of drug residue, in this case, methamphetamine. From Winter Park, we go to Cape Canaveral, where authorities busted a meth lab at this apartment in November. The team wipes and swabs, and within 10 minutes shows the current residents who moved in here about a month ago that there's still presence of meth residue. Just look at the red lines. The manufacturers of the drug wipe say those lines don't lie, claiming the test yields a 0 false positive rate.
As the air comes on, it's circulating through the rooms, so you're still inhaling this, and it can be a health hazard for you.
It doesn't naturally go away.
Right.
The problem is widespread. Last year, authorities busted 245 meth labs in Florida. Central Florida had the dubious distinction as the home to the most meth labs in the state. Last year, 7 were busted in Orange County, 8 in Marion, 11 in Osceola and Lake, 17 in Volusia, and Brevard tops the list statewide with 28. Unless you think these labs are all in low-income or remote areas, check out this upscale golf community in the suburbs of Orlando, where a meth lab at this house was busted in late October. The current residents let us in to test the garage where they believe a former tenant cooked the meth, as well as different surfaces in the kitchen area and the air return. The results were stunning.
Of the 3 tests, all 3 came up positive for meth. It was pretty well saturated throughout the house. It just wasn't one area that was hotter than another area. It was completely throughout.
There are children living in the house, children who, like the elderly, are very vulnerable to residue-related illness. The homeowner said he had no clue about residue danger.
What's the best thing for me to do?
Well, really, for your own sake, you should have the place cleaned well to get rid of the residue.
If you want to find out if the place you live was busted as a meth lab, the Drug Enforcement Administration has made it really easy. Go to DEA.gov and search the National Clandestine Laboratory Register. Meanwhile, some states have set strict limits for meth residue after a lab is busted. Florida is not one of them, and we are working with a local legislator to change that. Stephen Cooper, Local 6.